What's going on, fight fans? This is the Encyclopedia George Kennebrew here with MMA Mayhem TV. We are here at the Las Vegas Convention Center for the IMMAF tournament, and I am standing here with a victorious Josh Neale representing Great Britain. Just came off a devastating armbar victory against a very tough Carlos Hernandez. Now, at one point in that fight, Josh, Carlos, it seemed like he had you controlled on the ground. You guys were scrambling, and eventually you were able to secure the submission. Just walk me through that sequence of how it felt with him on top and you on bottom before you pulled off the submission.
So yeah, basically the first round, it was going okay. We was jostling for position. He managed to get the top position at the end. Didn't have any big deal about that. Second round, he had a lot of top position. He's very heavy, very good head control. I can move my hips, but with that head control, he was very strong. I couldn't move. Third round, I knew I was 2-0, so I had to go for it. I threw a couple of big bombs, didn't do much, got taken down, and on the ground, I knew he was strong, and I knew I just had to go for it, all in or nothing. So I went for the armbar. Very strong, very tough, but sorry to say it, I had no choice but to crank that as hard as I could. I don't want to injure another fighter, especially one of his caliber, but it's the World Championships at the end of the day. I've got to do what I've got to do. And if that means taking his arm home, it's what I've got to do. As I said, no one wants to injure a fellow competitor, but hey, it's the game.
Right. Now, walking in before you guys got ready to hook it up, I noticed your focus. I know you walked in, you had ice water in your veins. It seemed like you prepared and trained very hard, and it seemed like, as you just alluded to, you were on that mission to get that finish because, like you said, this is a competition, this is a world championship, and this could pay dividends as far as catapulting yourself to the future and to the elite level. Just tell me about just how much you cherish seizing the moment when you had it to make a good impression on some of the dignitaries here at the tournament.
Oh yeah, with the former two-time bantamweight champion coming in to give us a talk, knowing what so early in his professional career, the way he's been catapulted from winning this competition, gives you that fire in your belly that you want to do well, and not only do well, but finish fights. It's all well and good lying on someone and being boring. No one's going to pay any attention. You finish a fight, like, not blow my own trumpet, but I was 2-0 in rounds. I was getting beat, no doubt about it. Pull off a devastating armbar, it's game over. People are going to take notice. Especially, I'm under the impression that he was one of the favourites for this comp. He was up there, former champion, lost to the champion last year. To beat him, and he hasn't been finished in his career as far as I know, it makes everyone stand up and take notice of who is Josh Neale. I want to know who he is. And well, they're going to find out who I am.
And lastly, just talk about this platform that young guys like yourself have, because this is something that like nobody has ever seen before. Just some of the top athletes, some of the top young talent from all over the country getting a chance to come and submit their place and make a really big name for themselves at this tournament, where years ago you might not have had that opportunity. Just talk about just how blessed and how fortunate you are to have this recommendation to compete.
Blessed is the correct word. Like our coach John McGuire, UFC vet, he was saying when he first started out, he trained, he turned pro. There was no amateur fights. It was pro or nothing, but now we can build our way up through grassroots. And we're technically fighting underneath a UFC banner. Some pros won't ever get that chance to even get close to a UFC banner.
True.
And we're already here, we're already in the spotlight. As we've already mentioned, you win this comp, you're in the shadows, you're there almost. They've got their eye on you straight off the bat. And yeah, it's just given us a huge spotlight. It truly is a blessing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Josh Neale, and he's only got one thing in mind: finish, finish, finish to the very end. We'll see what he can do the rest of this tournament. I am the MMA Encyclopedia, and the page has been turned.